Alright, we're back. It's that time again. 1 whole hour. While we've discerned the purpose of the research conducted here, the traces of it manify for a further insight into what came of it. Let's look around for information as well as a way to get to the upper levels. Let's explore this. I got my food, so. That's spicy. Nothing to go. Yeah, you can probably go in these rooms. Not that one though. Neither were. Meet them. The fact that people actually volunteer their souls for these experiments. Success was far from granted. Even in the best case, they would have ceased to be men. Devotion to the Zaraja so absolute. I don't think they volunteered. I won't open. I don't think it'll lure to our shoulders either. We'll do it the old-fashioned way and find the key. For safety too. I was transported to a station in order to train the villagers in the use of electric technology. A child could quickly learn to operate common contraptions, so it would be an easy thing for them to attain the necessary skills to develop new weapons. Ones which require no less than a manipulation of souls. Thankfully, 2 of my pupils have demonstrated great aptitude for the field. Kenny Loka, the village chief, and Ti Xiao Jia, a field surgeon. Further driven by their loyalty to our king, their growth has been remarkable. I bear the hope that before long they will be able to carry out their duties without further instruction and may be relieved of my duty. Wow. Great. Nightmare. Uh-huh. I wonder what Becker would make of this research into transporting souls. An abomination. Prisoners likely moved between the upper and lower floors. Perhaps we can find a key known or belonging. It makes me angry to think about what they did here. They're recruiting volunteers for a new experiment. I know I'm not as bright as the others. They wouldn't laugh at me if I was stronger than them. This might be my chance. Full transfer a few days ago. I can write. You write good. Yes, I'm good. Very good. Getting hard to control strength. Today, a bit off-hand of feeder. Could I help it? So strong. Hungry. Always hungry. Cannot control heat. I must eat. Am eater. Must eat. Applies for range of the counter among the various items of the manual outline regulations. You dig deeper and find a verification key. Perhaps it can be used to find the gate. You found the key? Great, I'll call the other. Oh. What's my key? My key! I found it. Seems the key can use to operate the lift as well. Up we go. Why is it look like go from Chrono Cross? Earth is the observatory. I didn't expect it to be similar. This is a far cry from the temple that held Valley Garmanda. Yeah, but the temple held Garmanda as a prison. This place was experimenting. All the machinery appears to still be operational. Still be in operation. I expect there are auxiliary systems in place to ensure the monitoring can continue even in emergencies. The warnings indicate various anomalies related to the seal's failure. Most likely. A blessing, we managed to fell the base before it could cause harm. Right then, let's see if we can find a clue about Garuja's mother. Good start. I think I can use this terminal. Dale taught me how. Much data. I don't know what we should look at. Use a search method. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name Ishalja. Huh. A lot of results. They all seem to say the same thing. A minister of experimental treatments. Research logs. It sounds good, doesn't it? Chances are the data is encrypted, and even if not, it would take considerable time to go through it all. Well, better get started. Now let's take it with us to the back room and have Shell analyze it. Agreed. Alright, I'll transfer it to the storage device I bought. It's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for the both of us. Oh, are we done? And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and its contents. First things first, let us deliver the data to Shale. Okay. These things will only take about 2 to 3 hours. You heading to the back? Go back. Guruja has already given me the storage device. It looks to be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need time to process everything. And I might take ourselves around the city and check on the people. Their mood has us a bit worried. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help us. I know. Understood. I'll let you know as soon as I've finished my work. Thank you. We'll see you again. Once day isn't long, the mood out there is still grim. Some of the Toyola remember a time before they were dependent on the soul system, but even they're unsettled and wondering out loud if they'll have a chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. For good reason too, the journey home won't be easy one for those who've grown old. That's why it's mostly been young folk who've been leaving for Tyrol. Ones with no elders to care for. Part of that problem has reached us in Toyola. My brother is doing all he can to see the extra railroad restored to operation so that people may come and go more freely. Unfortunately, the tracks only go as far as Vanguard. But some traveling by foot will still be necessary. So the railroad would make things easier. How long before it's back in service? I didn't say. When I left for this visit, the coroner seemed reluctant to make promises. And while Shay's working on the data, we could go and see the state of it for ourselves. The Shaloni station, then. I'll make sure to keep Guano around. play the game has been giving me money, and plus doing that, you know. So, oh, fair amount. Oh, what was I using last? I have so many mounts. I want. You know what? I'm just gonna use that. Well, resolved and Ron Stoppable to boot. What can I do for you? I'm hoping to see. We're hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Torol. I can't make the journey on foot. I see. The battle resolve is also on his way here to take stock of the situation. Ah, Scratching on his way. Looking good, and like oh, stop that. As you well know, my previous Atari was that of a gleaner, and I've chosen a different path. It was time for a change. You hear about the railroad too? It was in part for my sake that the original Dawn Blazer was sacrificed, so I felt it only right that I assist with its replacement. Speaking of which, I assume Lamati has explained the growing urgency of the need. I'll have you to report. The new locomotive was on track for completion, but we're having difficulty pulling her into the station in a matter of speaking. You see, when we used the Dawn Blazer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all other considerations. Now, we're back to our original problem. How to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of Malahitsan. That is, the Runnock. Though the Hitsitaru that follow them are none too pleased about their Hitso being spooked by the noise of the locomotive either. So I devised to quieten the railroad should address that complaint. But a silent train presents a different danger. The Roanoke will need to be deterred by wandering across the tracks. I suppose we can't just blow the whistle at them, or they'll panic and put off the grazing again. Aren't the rail routes plotted to avoid preferred grazing areas, though? It's odd that they're getting so close in the first place. Since the tracks were laid. I'm not certain why, but I intend to ask the people on my insight. As a major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in this matter. And I too would hear what the Hetzaro have to say about it. They are the ones most affected, after all. So many words. I believe it would be best to begin by counseling our leader, Owato. The rest of you can accompany us to Hetzaro encampment if you like. Vow of resolve, vow of reason. I bid you welcome to our camp. What brings you all the way to Mezwanswell? I thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of the Exeterol Railroad. You too have noted the Ronix unexpected change in behavior then. My son Shepito has been looking into this matter. Normally, we expect the Ronhead to keep to their favored grounds nearby for a while yet. And despite a thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quality or quantity or quality of the grazing. Okay. Yet they refuse to keep to where they usually would, instead pushing westward towards the railroad. I certainly see no cause for this unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. As any true Hetzero would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I am of Hetzero descent. My parents traveled with the Rennick as well. Well, I myself have no memory of this experience. I was left behind as a babe, you see, during such a migration. One of many sacrifices necessity by a nomadic lifestyle I am forced. A chance encounter with a kind payload merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a stall keeper in Toyolo's markets. That is where the Dawn servant found and adopted me. I'd already been in the palace some time when Lamati came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. Truly? I've never heard of the Rennick choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor of any Hashira willingly leaving their own flesh and blood behind. There must be some exceptional circumstance. I cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps, that I might better make excuses for their actions, never much appealed to me. Even if it might help you better understand the running. As is so often the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Hetzaro may arise from fear of reopening old wounds rather than blind fervor for innovation, it would nevertheless see me repeat. Vixen, to refuse to learn one of our country's treasured traditions would make me a poor bondservant indeed. Please teach me, Lalafell, and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind. Be really delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around. Will you learn of Zara's culture with me? I should like to approach this with a fervent curiosity that you and my sister share, but it would be useful to know whether I am doing it correctly. And settle. You'll learn more of the Nebraska, and we'll have a look around the plains, and perhaps in the process we'll find the answers we seek. Quickest way to learn about our way of life is to do as we do. I hope you're not above manual labor. I am not the most experienced, I'm ashamed to admit, but I shall put forth every effort. Yes. That's all we ask. Take these tools. Now introduce yourself to anyone who looks busy and ask if you can help. I'll be happy to teach you what to do in exchange for another pair of hands to do it. Let's be back here later to share what we've learned. Why am I running? I could just... Portions of Shaggy and Tangled. This one's fur is a bit overgrown, but it's good. but a good brush should thin it out. Would you like to give it a try? You'll need the right tool for the job, mind you. A comb of the type you're used to would just get lost in a tangle like it has not. Water brush. Ah, I'm gonna send a runic brush with you. I don't like them. Now just run it through one little patch at a time, gently. Until your arm grows weary from the prolonged battle with its coat. It appears much tidier now, though. For your clothes, which have acquired a new coat of their own. Done. With less excess fur, our friend will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat. Susceptible to illness. Combed coat also makes it easier for us to identify injuries should the need arise. You're learning about the Tsuro way of life, are you? I may have a thing or two to share. But rather than talking your ear off, let me test your power of deduction. I find answers much easier to recall later if I arrive at them myself. Provide us with something that we use in medicine. So, drive away pests and sustain our fires. What is it? Is it done? It's always done. It sounds like there's a story there, but that is indeed the correct answer. We discovered myriad useful chips over time, each a boon to our way of life. There is a need artisans always provide. Oh, that's it. It didn't tell us much. Won't do. The wind will go right through it. And me without my needle and seam. Oh, there you go. Well, these are precisely what I needed. I should be able to patch up the covering. Given how often we pack up and reassemble our tents, they're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the rented kind are made of. Oh boy, generating things and worries. I'm afraid I've finished with my task for the time being, but since you're eager to learn about our way of life, why don't I tell you a bit about our migration customs? If you're here, you're likely already know that the rest of our Hetsu, our guides that we travel with through the turning of the seasons. We trust them to lead us to fertile lands with all we need to survive. You may not know that sometimes the herd splits into two, bound for different paths. On those occasions, we half our number may think it's a strange and stressful custom, but over the years it has seen us visit new lands and broaden our horizons as a people. This too is the wisdom of the heads. What about that one? I thought I could jump on one and then get up there. Oh. You smell of the grass and the wind, which is a good thing, I promise. You could nearly be mistaken for one of us if a bit on the short side. I have to wonder how Valkona is getting on. I assumed he would be reluctant to get his hands dirty. His wish to understand us was sincere. There he is now. Apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the running and ended up rather far afield. I found myself wandering hither and thither at my companion's inclination to force us back on the trail seemed inappropriate. But how is your problem? Have you anything to share? Important as family. Family. Oh. Okay, so it's a 3-day event. Okay. I think. The game and okay. Game. Huh? Indeed, we're going to provide what a Hitsu are, and in turn, the Hitsu are good at. Just as family should be. Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at the schedule for the Digimon stuff. They've just posted it up. So. Mine is not the only way, though. Times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive how a decision might be right does not mean that it is wrong. My parents had a duty to the Ranek, and they did to me as they did to me. And so I wonder if they're leaving me on mine was not so selfish as an act as I once believed. I have no way to know, of course, in regard. This has no bearing on our present concern. We are here in service of the people of Tyrol, after all. Nevertheless, I thank you for helping me deeper meaning in what we've done today. And I will endeavor to remain curious, especially where the are concerned. When you hear that, Val, you're welcome among our herd anytime. Oh, I want more of these. Family. Family. Are we getting voice? How did it go? Oh. It's a lot to read. That's my only problem. I believe I finally understand the significance of the Hetsia. They nourish the Hatsura as they grow and provide warmth and companionship in a harsh and unpredictable world. They are the equal of any man, not beasts to be tamed. Moreover, Rengar is sensitive. Though we may treat their injuries and butchers their coats to keep them hale, they must ever be free to follow their instincts and seek lands where they might thrive. Israel would never cage them, and neither should we, to control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. It is particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit Dorana's once favorite grazing grounds. As we are told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just Dorana. Even the birds and field mice have fled. We did encounter a pack of Raptors, but they looked to be passing through in a hurry. Typically, that sort of behavior in a fauna would be associated with natural disasters, earthquake, landslides, and the like. Would have surely put two and two together. For the geological, I measured the air's ether to be certain. There was indeed nothing to suggest recent environmental disruptions, but I did notice one anomaly. A strong etheric signature to the east, moving across the plain, albeit slowly. A large animal? And a powerful one, as is not a predator given the local fauna's behavior. One of the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail. Like something with very large fangs. Couldn't be a Torohetsu. A what? they just make these names off the spot, don't they? Renic Reaver, in a common tongue. Our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal Hetsus, and the night is another bucket one. Runner can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Torohetsu. Their skills are tough as anime, and neither horn nor arrow can pierce them. A well-toothed carbonal with an unusually tough hide. I cannot recall any such fauna in this region. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast. Most herds keep well clear of them. I can't tell you why this one is so far from home in its pack. Both. In any case, I believe this horse and the Enix constraint is clear. As is our next move. We must drive this reaver away, that they might return to their grazing lands in peace. Never fear. We will make certain that the beast threatens you no more. Oh, we're doing this. There's a clear threat to the book very much check. But it won't do for us to go running off in search of it without having made proper preparations. The progress through the upcoming battle will be safe to determine. Digimon stuff happening.
Help! Help! Odorahetsu is coming this way!
Here?
It has beasts across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear. We must get them to safety.
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
After they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronek Reaver.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
They'll be safe with me. Please, be careful out there.
Make haste. We must protect the Ronek.
Don't worry, we're right behind you.
So, most likely after this, it's gonna be our... What's it called? That'll be the end.
There they are.
They're terrified. We must do what we can to soothe them.
That herd should be all right. Let's look for stragglers. The Ronek are to rally too. None shall be left behind. There must be something up ahead. Come! There!
These are no match for the likes of us.
What about that? Oh.
It seems that did the trick.
For the father, at least. But where's...
Oh. What is that thing?
Look there! We've got a big one coming!
Impenetrable scales and wicked fangs. That's a Rona Griever, and no mistake.
There! That one there!
Wow, you can see the fear in its eyes.
So fast! Even should it cost me my life. I will save the Hetzel!
Kona! Are you alright?
Do not concern yourself with me. Get the Ronek to safety!
There. You've nothing to fear.
Right! Let's finish the job!
I made a vow to our people. You shall plague them no longer! You find the vow of reason is not without resolve.
Not even a scratch!
Oh. Well, I just wasted a pot on this. That's fine, man.
I must have a weakness, and I will find it.
Voila.
Keep it busy. I need time.
It knows.
Go for the legs!
of ether. Whence does it flow? I've got it! One well-placed piercing round to the chest, and... you're done for! That stemmed the flow of protective ether.
Still not backing down, huh? Fine with me. We must disperse that ether ere the river recovers it! This is going to hurt.
Oh, man! He did.
We did it. The Etso, are they?
The Ronek have all made it to Mehua Hetsuan. Hunters are scouring the area for any remaining threats, but the local fauna appear to have calmed down.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Bow of Reason. We feared you would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetso.
I did no more than is a Dawn servant's duty. The ethereal conductivity of those scales is astounding. I dare say, we could repurpose them to create a device that emits controlled pulses of ether.
Ether resembling that of the predator the Ronek fear most. It might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
Incredible! Kona, you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again. Still haven't forgotten the last one. And it's been more than 20 years now. I had come as a trader to the camp in Lozeniheta. A camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster.
Lozeniheta. That's where the Pelu Pelu trader found me as a babe.
They didn't abandon you.
Please, can you tell me
They
what you
didn't
saw?
abandon him. His parents. They died while hiding him.
As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro. Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible. But even in my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. "We're distracted," I heard one cry. "Save our son! Save the Hetzo!" After that, nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Ronek thunder. I ran and ran. And as the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast. Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes.
And what became of their child?
I'm afraid I don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome.
Maybe not. But perhaps a passing Pelu Pelu would. And one day, even a done servant himself.
It's not hard to piece together who the child was.
All these years, I was convinced that my parents had left me behind to follow after the Ronek. But now I see, they didn't abandon me. They were trying to keep me safe. I've wasted so much time resenting them, when in truth, they gave me everything I have today. It is thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family, even after they were gone. And now that I am done servant, all of Tuliyola is my family. A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
Alright, that's it. That's gonna be it for now. Yep. Went over an hour, but oh well, that's how cutscenes work. So yeah.